There's some brand new changes to the All Blacks lineup against Namibia on Sunday, with all eyes on returning forward Brodie Retallick. It's the first time he'll run out in black since late July, when he dislocated his shoulder against the Springboks. Coach Steve Hansen is using the match against the Minnow Nation to rest key players and try some new things, such as playing Jordie Barrett at first five. But today he was sounding relieved that Brodie Retallick can finally burn some energy out on the field.
Well, he's been annoying, particularly over the last couple of training runs. He's decided it's time to be an annoying guy again, so that's always a good sign. And he's counting it down. He knows how long it is till he gets to play. He's been counting for the last 5 days, he tells me every day. So he's pretty excited, and he should be.
Steve Hansen there. We can go now to our RNZ rugby specialist reporter, Joe Porter, who's standing by in Tokyo. Joe, so 2 Barretts get a rest and 1 gets a start in a new position.
Yeah, that's right. So, Scott and Bowden get a rest. Of course, they've played a lot of minutes so far this World Cup. And Jordie Barrett, the youngest of the Barrett clan, or the Barrett brothers at least, gets a start at first 5'8", a position he's not really played much at all since high school. He's had to fill in a couple of times at number 10 for the Hurricanes when they've had injuries, but he's certainly not played at first 5 for the All Blacks before. So, a big game for young Jordie Barrett, stepping into the famous All Blacks number 10 jersey. And he's probably the biggest first 5 we've ever had, just about 2. He's 6'3", this fellow, and well over 100 kilos. So, it could be quite an interesting thing to see the youngest Barrett brother running out at first 5. Very special day for him, and a big challenge, of course.
So who backs him up if he needs to go off?
Well, that's TJ Perenara, usually a halfback, of course. He's on the bench as well as Brad Weber, so 2 halfbacks on the bench, but TJ won't fill in the halfback role at all. He is simply on the bench to back up Jordie Barrett at first 5, and no doubt TJ Perenara will at some point get a run at first 5, so it's likely to see Jordie Barrett and TJ Perenara essentially playing off to become the 3rd choice backup first 5, just in case Richie Mo'unga or Bowden Barrett both go down, touch wood, at some stage during this tournament. So yeah, Jordie Barrett gets the start, TJ Perenara will come off the bench and get some time at first 5, and it's somewhat of a trial match between those two, I guess, to see who takes over as the real 3rd choice number 10.
Okay, so we've got veterans, Aaron and Ben Smith in the back line, but the rest, well, they're all freshies, aren't they?
Yeah, essentially, apart from George Bridge and Sevu Reece on the wings, Steve Hansen said today that they are their first choice wings going forward. Rieko Ioane, Jordie Barrett and Ben Smith fighting, I guess, to try and take over their positions. But at this point in time, George Bridge and Sevu Reece will start in the knockout stages on the wings, and they come back for this game to get more game time under their belt and prepare for what will be the knockout stages in the biggest match since South Africa against Italy next week. As you can see, the Disney train is about to go past us behind me if you are watching on telly. That's the All Blacks are having to catch today. But yes, a lot of changes throughout the rest of the All Blacks. Brodie Retallick back, of course. Wonderful to see him back playing for the All Blacks, and yeah, he's been tearing up a storm at training, annoying all the halfbacks like Aaron Smith, and really pissing them off, excuse my French, because he's been that keen to go. So a lot of other guys, Shannon Frizzell's in the loose forwards alongside Ardie Savia, and Sam Cane comes back for the first time since South Africa. Kieran Reid, captain, gets a rest. Sam Whitelock takes over as skipper. That's of course nodding towards next year when Kieran Reid leaves and Sam Whitelock is probably going to be the next All Blacks captain. The front row's completely changed from the game against Canada. Joe Moody is now in, Nepal Alala at prop and Cody Taylor at hooker. So again, lots of rotation, resting guys, a short turnaround between Canada and Namibia, and a chance for more combinations and more guys to get some game time before they head into the real crunch stage of the pool matches. Italy, of course, they'll want to win and win big before the quarterfinals. Could be against Ireland, Scotland, Samoa, Japan. We're not sure at this stage, but yeah, the All Blacks rotating their squad, keeping people fresh, hoping no one gets injured before the crunch time of the tournament.
It was interesting listening to Steve Hansen there, who clearly, well, he jokingly was saying that Brodie Retallick was driving him around the twist, obviously keen to get back into action. I mean, Brodie must have been climbing the walls over the past few weeks for sure, eh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's been 10 weeks since he played, and if anyone loves to play rugby, I know that seems sort of bizarre in an All Black sense, but it is Brodie Retallick. He just loves playing the game. He can't wait to get back out there. He loves training, he loves rubbing his teammates into the dirt, he loves competition, and he just loves the niggle. He loves the game, he loves the confrontation, he loves the physicality. He's a real boost for this All Black side. He's the best lock in the world when he's on his game. He's maybe the best forward in world rugby when he's on his game. So certainly a massive boost to have him back for the All Blacks, and Coach Steve Hansen will be very, very pleased that he's back in the frame 2 weeks before they expected him to be. So he gets a few runs under his belt before the quarterfinals. Very good timing for Brodie Retallick. Very fast healing too.
Hey, so 63 zip against Canada. I mean, how are we expecting it to go with Namibia?
Yeah, another big scoreline. Namibia aren't as strong as Canada, so we're looking at 100 points plus possibly, although the team has been rotated a lot, so again it could be somewhat messy at times, but what Steve Hansen will be looking for is an improvement in skill set execution from that Canadian game. 24 turnovers in that game, 12, 13, 15 odd drop balls, a lot of those unforced errors. I know it was very, very humid in Awita under the roof. It will be slightly drier in Tokyo with the open stadium, but they'll be looking for them to really cut out those knock-ons, basically catch the ball first, secure the ball, and then look to make the next decision rather than thinking too far ahead and making silly mistakes. So he'll just want a lift in execution this game. The All Blacks left about 40 points on the park against Canada. They left about 4 or 5 tries out there. So he'll want to see the All Blacks this time round making sure that they put the Namibians to the sword and don't let their foot off the throat. And instead of having 20 minutes of good play here and 20 minutes there, we want to see 80 minutes of full execution and a really strong performance for the full match this time round from the All Blacks.
And Joe, while you have been standing there, for people who are watching, the Disney train, I kid you not, the Disney train has wombled past behind you. Did I catch some Mickey Mouse ears on that train? And do the All Blacks, this will make my day if I'm right, do the All Blacks catch that train?
The All Blacks certainly do. Their hotel, the Hilton Tokyo, and here comes the train again. The Hilton Tokyo is within this big Disneyland complex here in Tokyo, so the All Blacks are having to catch this train to get to and from their training ground and various other places as well. They of course have buses to get around, but yes, they've been catching the Disney train. It goes around here on a monorail loop, and some of them have been checking out the sites. We've got Tokyo Disneyland, we've got Disney Sea here as well. Many, many people, and the fans here are wonderful. You see all the locals dressing up as Esmeralda and Rapunzel and Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Donald Duck. Many varieties, of course. Little kids and the adults are getting into it too. So what would be particularly special is imagine seeing Brodie Retallick and Sam Whitelock, giants among men, walking amongst these Japanese crowd with Mickey Mouse ears on. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
I can't wait. Thanks, Joe. Joe Porter there, all the way from Tokyo, standing, well, somewhere near the Disney train, clearly, because it keeps going through our shot.